Hi everyone, welcome to another video today. So let's start off with our quote of the day, a Bible quote. It's going to be Psalms chapter 1 verse 1 to 2. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. Alright, so that's our quote, and what we're going to cover today, we're going to cover creating a simple function. So a function is like you would have like a function name, and then you would have like maybe optional parameters, and it will run a script block within that function with a keyword. So let's get started with our example. So let's say, so normally when you want to define a function, it'll be function, and let's comment this out. And then you still have your open braces there, but you have to define a name in front of that. So this is kind of like a key name on how you identify the function. So I'll just call it test hello. Well, let's call it sum, right? And then you open your code block. So this is the most oops, I don't think you need this one. So there you go. So you define the function with the name, and then you define the this will be your code block that when you call that function, it will run this block of code. So let's do that, and let's maybe write host running the sum code. Okay, so let's do that here. Okay, so what it'll do is run in the sum code, and I'll just put some asterisks so you'll know that it actually ran in the code block. Alright. So what it'll do here when you run the function, so the function would not run by itself. So just to let you know that, and I'll show you that here. So let's run it and see what happens. So nothing happens, right? And why is that? So the function is just more of how could I say it? It's more of like it has to be called from somewhere, right? So for example, think of it as like a command. So you have to, this code would never run until we put the actual command to say, hey, run it. So normally you could so to run it from within the code here, I just have to put the name of the function, which is sum. Okay, so let's put that here. Okay, and then so sum is the name of the function. So, and I'll just put a little comment here, calling function. Alright, so that way you'll know. So what is going to happen is when we run the code will come all the way here, and then it would see, hey, I'm going to check this command to see if I check this command, and it will see that it's linked to a function, and then it will run the function. So let's try that. There you go. So you can see it says running the sum code, and it gave us the code here again because that's what we have written out. Now the cool thing is you could maintain your function, and you could add more to it, and you don't have to change anything else in your code. So if your code is calling this within a sequence, I just have to maybe edit the function to update it to whatever I need it to do, and Let's try that here. So let's update this one and see what happens. Okay, and I'm just gonna put some stars. I mean, some asterisks there. All right, so we updated the existing function here, and let's try to run it now. Okay, so we just ran it, and you can see it ran the whole block with the updated code here. So this shows you how the code could be organized and it can be updated when you modularize it, and you don't have to change anything to do with the command. So you just edit your code to update the logic in here. Now, what happens if you have if you have multiple functions and you want it to run in a sequence? This will help. So I'm going to create another function here, and I'm going to call it code, and then we have our block for the function, and then I'm just going to do right host quote of the day. Alright, so it'll be quote of the day. So I want us to so it doesn't matter, just to give you an idea. So however you lay out your functions, if it comes first or last, it doesn't dictate how the code runs in that specific order. Right, so you could put any of these in any order you want. What dictates on how the code runs in whichever order you want is how you place it here. So the sum function will run the second. Well, we want it to run second and then have this one run first. So let's do that. So we want the code. So this is how you would do it. So you would just list the functions the way how you want it to run. So if you want the code to run first, the code function will run first and then the sum will run second. Even though it doesn't show that here, just remember, just think of it as you could, and also have the functions at the top of the code before you call these commands, the calls below. Now I've heard it could work either way, but I prefer, it could be that you're reading from cache or something, so it's better you just put the functions on top, I would recommend, and then your commands below the functions. Okay, so even though you can see sum and code here first, but this dictates the sequence and how it'll run. So it'll run the code and then the sum. So let's try that. Okay, and there you go. So you can see it ran the code of the day first and then running the sum code, which ran second. So that's how you could control the sequence of your functions to run in a specific order. So that's useful. So you could just, you could put, so you definitely try to label your functions exactly what it's going to do in that block, and so that way you could be organized and you know how your code is laid out and so on. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's end this with our quote of the day, which is going to be Psalm chapter 1, verses 1 to 2. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. Alright, so that's our quote for today. Don't forget to read your Bible, and if you're not going to church, try to find a good Bible-based church, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you.